Don't forget to subscribe to us to receive the latest news.
Russia involved in leak of papers saying NHS is for sale, says Reddit. An anonymous online poster who disseminated documents later brandished by Jeremy Corbyn as evidence the Conservatives would put the NHS on the table in U.S. trade talks was part of a campaign directed by Moscow, the site hosting the papers has said. On Friday evening, Reddit confirmed it has banned 61 accounts, including that of a user called Gregoriator, who it believes was part of a Russian information operation known as Secondary Infection. The anonymous user posted copies of the leaked official documents on the site in late October. Corbyn presented the same documents at a news conference last week, saying they leave Boris Johnson's denials that the NHS would be for sale in absolute tatters and touting them as evidence that, under Boris Johnson, the NHS is on the table and will be up for sale. Reddit insisted the post garnered minimal interest at the time, and Labour has declined to reveal where it obtained the documents. The government has said it believes they are genuine. However, questions will now be asked about whether Russia had a hand in introducing the papers into the UK's public discourse and, if so, what its motivations were for doing so. The news also highlighted the vulnerability of the UK's democratic processes to Moscow's influence and will put pressure on Johnson over his refusal to release the parliamentary report into Russian meddling before the general election. It led Dominic Grieve, the former chair of the parliamentary committee that put together the report, to renew his criticism of Johnson on Friday evening. He said it was unfortunate the document had been shelved for what he believed were wholly dishonest reasons and called for its publication. Johnson has previously claimed there was insufficient time before the election, but Grieve has pointed out the report had been signed off by the intelligence services, and such documents are routinely published within significantly shorter timeframes. On Monday, the social media research firm Graphica said that while it could not definitely prove the Gregoriator account was controlled by Moscow, its methods closely resemble techniques used by Secondary Infection in the past, a known Russian operator. Related, there's a simple way to protect the NHS from U.S. trade negotiations, Emily Jones. It identified similarities, including grammatical errors in the early distribution of the documents via Reddit, 3 German-language websites, and an anonymous Twitter account. Secondary Infection is the next name given to a Russian operation exposed by Facebook earlier this year, operating across 6 languages and dozens of platforms. Subsequent analysis by the Atlantic Council, a U.S. think tank, demonstrated it was behind a string of largely failed attempts to disseminate fake news, including a blatantly false story that British Remainers were planning to assassinate Johnson. Announcing its move on Friday, Reddit said, "We were recently made aware of a post on Reddit that included leaked documents from the UK. We investigated this account and the accounts connected to it, and today we believe this was part of a campaign that has been reported as originating from Russia." The site said it had found a pattern of coordination similar to that seen among social media accounts linked to Secondary Infection, leading it to use these accounts to identify additional suspect accounts that were part of the campaign on Reddit. A Labour spokesman said, "These documents reveal the plot against our NHS, and of course neither the UK nor the US government have denied their authenticity. Our releasing them to journalists was clearly in the public interest." The Conservatives have not responded to a request for comment.
Don't forget to subscribe to us to receive the latest news.